Hey everyone, welcome back. As you can read from the title, it's finally time. Uh, Finally time to finish up the Leprechaun series. Uh, if anybody remembers my St. Patrick's Day video, I think it was either in 2012 or 2013, one of the two. Um, I reviewed the first four in one video. I went over each of them briefly, but I'll, I'm also going to be going over Leprechaun in the Hood briefly, which is the one I'm going to be reviewing today because, well, tonight. The reason I'm going to be briefly doing it is because I only got the 15-minute limit. So, anyways, what this one is about, we've got three rappers by the name of Postmaster P, played by A.T. Montgomery. I think he did a good job. Red Grant, who plays Butch, and Rashawn Nall plays Stray Bullet. Now, Stray, Post, and Butch are being hunted down by the Leprechaun and from a gangster rap guy by the name of Mac Daddy, played by Ice-T. And the reason for that is, I'll get to that, but at the beginning of the film, we see that uh, uh, Ice-T in an afro. It's supposed to be the 70s, and he's got his friend with him. And they're going underneath the streets of LA. And what ends up happening, uh, they end up finding, all they find is a burger and a Colt 54 instead of a Colt 45. Um, and the guy's like, well, the burger's probably still good. And Ice-T throws his friend into a wall, and they end up finding the Leprechaun in stone. He's got the necklace on that turns him into stone, um, from the third film. So I'm not sure if this is a continuation or what. Some people say it is, some people say it's not. Because all I know is that through each of the movies, it's a different Leprechaun, but played by the same guy, Warwick Davis. It said that his name's Lubden, Lubdan, but they never really say it in the movies. So yeah, and they they end up racking up all the gold, putting it in their bags and everything. And the stupid guy takes off the necklace of the statue, and Leprechaun comes to life. Takes the hair pick out of the guy's afro and shoves it right into his neck. So that's pretty cool, and it's a really gory effect. Like when he pulls the ice pick, not ice pick, the hair pick out of his neck, it's bleeding and everything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, and then in this one, Leprechaun's back to rhyming. He rhymed in the second film. He rhymed in the third film. He rhymed in this film. The only ones he didn't rhyme in are 1, 4, and 6, which I'll be getting to that one after this video. Um, so the Leprechaun ends up going after Ice-T's character Mac Daddy, because of course, Ice-T has all his loot. And what ends up happening, uh, just crazy stuff. First, Ice-T pulls out a gun out of his afro, and he tries shooting Leprechaun, and Leprechaun throws it out of Ice-T's hand. Then he grabs a knife, switchblade, and tries to kill Leprechaun with that, and Leprechaun does the same thing, just throws the knife away. And then he pulls out one of those mini bats, and I'm like, no way. Like, I understand the films are supposed to be like over the top funny with some of the stuff, but that was just ridiculous. Funny, but ridiculous. Um, and Ice-T ends up taking a valve and making smoke push the leprechaun back. He ends up falling on a seesaw thing, and the necklace ends up popping up and going back on to the leprechaun. And then it takes place years later. Mac Daddy is now a record, uh, not a record shop owner, a record producer, and hip hop label producer. I mean, and we're introduced to our three main stars, Butch, Stray, and Post. Now they're trying to create a positive message in the form of rap, but Stray wants to do gangster rap, and Butch, he's just like, I'll do whatever. Um, and they end up going up to Mac Daddy, and they're like, "Hey, can we sign with your label?" And Mac Daddy only does gangster rap, so Stray's wanting to change everything they've been doing into gangster rap. And Post doesn't really like that. He's like, just think positive, man. And then Ice T ends up dissing all of them. He's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? And Post is like, oh, I don't know. And then Ice T's like, you don't know? Get the fuck out of here. And then he goes up to Stray and he's like, what? Are you deaf and dumb like your mom? And I'll have to smack you like I smacked her too. And I'm like, ooh. Nobody talks about my mom like that. So, anyways, they end up going out of the record label, and they try to get their equipment fixed, which Butch accidentally messed up with nitrogen, and they can't afford to fix it, and they're on a quest to go to Vegas to win a rap competition, and uh, they end up stealing from Mac Daddy to get the money, and what ends up happening is, in the process, uh, Post isn't really all for it, but then he decides to go in with Stray and Butch, and he thinks he kills Mac Daddy, but really he just shot Mac Daddy's gold coin that was in his pocket. And when they're stealing everything from his crib, they end up taking off the necklace. Butch takes off the necklace from the Leprechaun statue. Leprechaun comes to life and just starts rhyming and everything, and he's like, uh, get, get out, you thieving hoods. You've got more loot than Tiger Woods. And I'm like, really? Like, the first three movies, I thought the jokes were really funny, but over time, the jokes started to get less and less funny. But this one still has some funny jokes in it. Um, but come on, the fifth Leprechaun movie, what do you expect? Do you expect an Emmy Award-winning performance? But, uh, slowly but surely, the trio end up getting chased by Mac Daddy and the Leprechaun and the Mac Daddy's bodyguard, and they have to hide out from one place to another, and the whole time we're hearing different rap songs by them, like "Do What You Gotta Do," "Hit the Ground Running," um, "Here We Go," uh, "King of the World," and stuff like that. And I'm like, not really a big fan of gangster rap. The only gangster rap I really like is NWA, like I keep saying whenever I bring up rap. And I don't consider ICP rap, like even with Final Carnage, I don't consider that rap. I consider it a blend of rap and metal. So yeah, we've got that, and I'm gonna get through this review real quick. Um, you get fingers being ripped off. You get people being shot in the head. You get somebody getting their intestines blown out. Not as cool as you might think. You see guy's body parts. A guy get his body parts put into a jar, which again doesn't look as cool as it sounds. And you also get the classic eye gouge scene, which is in every one of the Leprechaun movies. I don't think it's in 4, but I don't really care for 4 anyways. But uh, the eye scene is pretty damn funny. Postmaster P's grandmother is trying to feed the leprechaun because she's she's blind and she thinks the leprechaun is Postmaster P's friend, and she's feeding him, and she takes a piece of potato, and ends up accidentally stabbing him in the eye, and you get a good effect. It just shows a close up of the leprechaun's eye on a fork, and then he's screaming and everything, and you find out it's just a dream. Leprechaun's also kind of a pimp in this movie too. He's got what are called zombie fly girls. Pretty much, they wear sunglasses and gold dresses, and they have green eyes, which you can do that easily. The effect easily on the computer, so you can definitely tell it's a CGI effect. But the film's good. I enjoyed it. Not as good as the first one. Better than the second one. Not as good as the third one, and way better than the fourth one. So what do I give Leprechaun back? Not back to the Hood. Leprechaun in the Hood. I'm gonna give it about an 8 out of 10. Because like I like I said, if I didn't say it in my Leprechaun reviews, I grew up on these movies. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Uh, Now I should point this out. Everybody talks about this whenever they talk about Leprechaun in the Hood. The rapping of the Leprechaun. The song's funny, but it's so politically incorrect. So if you like, if you'd like to see Warwick Davis rapping, see this movie. Oh, and a warning: if you're against the N word, you'll be hearing it a lot in this movie. Might as well show up the disc. There's the disc. Leprechaun on it. Leprechaun Complete Edition. Blu-ray got tons of, not tons of special features, but a good amount of special features. You get a commentary. You get a theatrical trailer, a still gallery, um, something that was specifically for the Blu-ray release, which is a little retrospective. It's part 5 of a 6-part retrospective of Leprechaun films. You get to see interviews with Warwick Davis and whatever. So definitely pick up the Leprechaun Complete collection if you're at least a fan of the first 3, because you get tons of special features, new stuff, and some stuff that was never even put on the DVDs. Like none of the DVDs except for Back to the Hood had special features, so it's nice that the Leprechaun films uh, are getting their just desserts when it comes to the special features. Because I've always been a fan of Leprechaun. I know Matt Rambo Afterlife isn't a fan. Mike OCP Communications isn't a fan, but uh, I understand why. Like the humor won't appeal to everybody. You've got to leave your brain at the door. Some people say you're gonna be losing brain cells whenever you see this movie. So, anyways, I'm Psychopath1c signing off. Peace.